we are going to look into the past of the website. So why it is really important to look into the past? Because that's where you will find a lot of interesting information, or I must say juicy information. Okay, so when the website is evolving, they'll do a lot of mistakes. Okay, they will misconfigure the DNS, they will misconfigure the server, they will leak something in the DNS records and whatnot, right? So we are going to tap on that information. Okay, so in the my first example, I am going to show you the historical records for the mi.com. Okay, so mi.com is an example. You can take any website, but make sure that you have permission to check on that particular website. Okay, so for this, I am going to use securitytales.com, which is platform which provides access to that particular data. If you try to use this particular platform without creating an account, then obviously it will not allow for full access. But if you do, then it's better. So create the account and then use it. Okay, so in the DNS record session, you can see the current DNS record. That's not important as of now. Let's click on the historical data, because that's where we will find the juicy information. Okay, so can you see right here in the historical data, we are able to check NM record, AA record, MX record, NS record, SOA record, and TXT record. Okay, so if you check how much data they are providing, then you can see we have two pages and we can scroll to the bottom. Okay, so that much data is being provided right here. Okay, so let's check actual record and let's check what exactly is happening. So can you see right here the IP address is displayed, then organization, and the first scene that is displayed right here. So in the first scene, can you see the date 2021, 3 years back? They changed their hosting to Alibaba US. That means US data center of the Alibaba, and they got this particular two IP address for EMI.com. Okay, so how useful this information? In the 7 years back, they were using Abiticool Chinese hosting, which has this particular IP address, but right now they shifted to the Alibaba hosting and they are using this particular IP address. That means we got the latest IP address of the website. Okay, so that's the benefit of checking the historical DNS record. Okay, so in current context, that information is helpful, but so it might be possible that you need a lot of historical information that can be helpful in your study, right? So in that case, you can check these IP addresses going back to 14 years, more than 14 years. They have all of this record that you can check right here. Okay, so that's all about the ANAME record. Let's go for a AA record. AA record is nothing but the record for IPv6. So some website has it, some website don't. So let's check on the MX record. MX record is stand for the mail record. That means if there is a mail server used by this particular domain or this particular website, then there will be MX record. Let's go to the NS record. In the NS record, you can check which DNS service they were using in the past. Okay, so can you see right here in the name servers, we got NS3 DNS version 5.com, then again DNS version 5.com, and DNS version 5.com, and worldnic.com. Okay, so can you see right here, since 10 years they are using exact same DNS service version 5.com, which is premium DNS service, and it's a Chinese company. And checking by the organization, it looks like it is owned by Tencent or something. Okay, Tencent is a gaming company. It's a biggest gaming company in the China, right? And back before that, they were using the Cloudflare. Okay, so if they were using Cloudflare in right here or in current situation, then there is a no point checking in the ANAME record, because the IP address will be belonging to the Cloudflare and they will be definitely using the proxy. So we will not never find the original IP address of the website, right? So there is no point looking into the IP address if they were using Cloudflare. But since 10 years, they moved to this premium DNS service. So in the TXT record, most of the time you will find all configurable information. So what exactly configurable information? Suppose I have a domain called mi.com and I need to host the email service. Then what I do? I need to add the TXT record for SPF, DMRC, and few more records, in which we can leak little bit information. It might be possible that someone is leaking their information, right? So similarly, if I want to verify my domain, then I need to add the DNS record. If I want to link somewhere my domain, then I need to add the DNS record. if I want to do anything third party services, like any integration with any third party services, then I need to add the txt record. So that's the importance of this txt record. And if we have the information about the txt record, then it can reveal lot of things. Okay, so let's check the txt record. So if you look into the TXT records, can you check in 6 months back they added this particular TXT record, and 1 year back they added this Google site verification TXT record. So if you want to add any website in the Google Search Console, I will tell you what exactly Google Search Console. If I go on the Google and if I type something, we get the URLs of the website, right? So in order to index that URLs automatically, we sign up for the Google Search Console, right? So in the Google Search Console, we need to add this kind of information. Sorry, if you want to integrate with the Google Search Console, we need to add this kind of verification tag into the txt record of the domain. So that means in 1 year back, the mi.com has added Google site search console for some kind of subdomain. Okay, let's move further. Similarly, we can see there is plenty of the Google site verification DNS records. So they have added multiple subdomains. Okay, then we can find the MX records. Okay, so MX record basically tells which email service they are using. Okay, so in the 4 years back, they have changed the MX record to this one. So can you see it is saying mxmailexomi.com. So that means they are not using emails under the mi.com domain name. They are sending the emails by the domain name of exomi.com or xiaomi.com. Okay, so from this we got this particular information from this SPX record. If you check in the bottom, the very last, in the 11 years back, they were exposing their original IP address of the email server. Okay, so yeah, right now this website is quite secure, so it has a lot of configuration right here. But if that website wasn't secure, you might have the original IP address of the email server. Okay, and that is useful in a lot of cases. You will learn that in the future. Okay, but remember that mi.com is a really big company. Okay, or you can say Xiaomi. You must have the Xiaomi phones, right? So this is really big company. So they have a lot of resources. It's a $1 billion company. So they over the time they evolved. But some companies or some startups still uses this old method like this. Okay, they don't have enough security knowledge about the configuration. How should we do the configuration and all, right? So in that case, they will be exposing their IP addresses, they will be exposing their services, they will be exposing their endpoints. Next up we have here is subdomains. Obviously it is saying 10,000 plus domain subdomains, right? It has more than 10,000 subdomains. So I'm not going to cover this particular part because I have already covered this particular part with the asset finder. But the interesting part here is it is not only giving you subdomains, it is also telling you where the subdomain is hosted. So can you see hosting provider is also there. So if there is a app.mi.com, it is hosted on the Chinese Telecom Group. So hosting provided by the Chinese Telecom Group. Similarly, it is saying the mail provider also. Obviously, for all mi.com subdomain, the mail provider is going to be the exomi.com or xiaomi.com. But if there is any different mail provider, you will see right here. Okay, so this information is also quite helpful. So let's move forward and let's see another interesting, which is Wayback Machine. So what exactly is the Wayback Machine? You can say Wayback Machine is nothing but the Xerox machine of the internet. Okay, so what is exactly the Wayback Machine does? Suppose there is any website like xyz.com, then it will create the Xerox of that particular website, not whole website but the particular URL of the website. Okay, so let me give you an example. If you have a website like say fluxset.com, and if I am opening this particular post which is top 40 showdown dogs, so it will create the Xerox of this particular product. That means it will save this page as it is, the URL, the content, the images, and whatever is on that particular page. So I'm using Xerox word so that you can understand it little bit better. Okay, so similarly I can create that Xerox for any page of the website. It can be categories page, it can be admin page, it can be anything. Okay, and these all Xerox from the past years, it will be saved on the Wayback Machine. So when I do mi.com search, can you see right here it is showing me calendar. So mi.com, for mi.com Wayback Machine has a lot of data. So let me show you one example. So in the January we have these much snapshots. So I'll just click on one of the snapshots so that I will show you what exactly information it will be having. Okay, so right now there is something wrong with this particular service, so it is not showing the snapshot. So in the snapshot it will show you the website state at that particular time. Okay, currently when I try to open this particular snapshot, it showed me error. Okay, something is wrong with the site. It is showing error for all of the snapshot, but usually it shows the web page that was captured at that particular time. Because there is error with this Wayback Machine, I need to skip few points and I will just jump to the end point directly. So what exactly the benefit of checking this particular snapshot? So when the snapshot was taken of particular page, if there is any misconfiguration in the server, or if there is any misconfiguration on the website side, it will record that particular data in that particular snapshot. So when you try to explore the code of this snapshot or response of this snapshot, then in that response you will find lot of timestamp or lot of information in it. So for example, there is a JSON input that was used in the 2 years back, but they are not using right now. But it might be possible that that JSON input is currently hosted but not being used. So at least you will come to know that, okay, so at that particular endpoint there is some JSON data was fetched in the past. So let's test on that particular endpoint, right? Or it might be possible that while taking the snapshot there was an error in the website and error message was shown, the error data was shown on the page and the snapshot of that was created. So in that case you will have the information about the backend because of the error, right? So that's the benefit of using Wayback Machine. If you go here in the further, you will find the URLs also. So it will provide you list of the URLs for which the snapshot was created since last 14 years, 15 years, whatever it is. Okay. On the right hand side, you have the search box. You can use that particular search box to filter out the data. Okay. So let's say I want to find the URL which has admin it. Can you see? So that is basically telling in the 2018 they expose the admin endpoint also. So you can check that particular page and you can see what information was there. And let's say I want to find config. Okay, so fig, and you will see the URL that has configuration in it and that was captured at that particular time. So you can check those configurations also, and these are just examples. You can search like anything. It really depends on the what kind of information you are targeting to find bug in. If I am targeting like payment infrastructure of the mi.com, I'll just try to search pay. That way I will have the all URL which has pay in it, so I can check interesting URLs and I try to explore those URLs and their data, and I will check their data and I'll try to find something interesting in that particular response body, so that I can use that particular as a weapon in my bug bounty testing, right? So yeah, that's how you can check. Obviously this Wayback Machine has a lot of functions you can explore by yourself. I'm just giving you some hints. You can go ahead, you can check the Wayback Machine, you can add your own domain right here, and you can try to explore and you can study how exactly this Wayback Machine works, how we can use this Wayback Machine in our own advantage. Similar goes for the DNS history tools also, and any tools that records the historical data, right? So yeah, that's all for this particular video. See you in the next.